What really makes someone attractive? Is it physical appearance, social status, or is there something deeper, something that allows certain people to effortlessly capture the attention of anyone around them? Think of the great leaders and philosophers. In history, figures like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, or even modern influential personalities. What do they all have in common? It wasn't their looks that made them memorable, it was their mental presence, the way they thought, spoke, and reacted to the world around them created a magnetic aura. The problem is that in today's society, many interactions feel empty and superficial. Have you ever felt like your conversations could have more impact? That you could express yourself in a way that truly leaves a mark? What most people lack isn't a more attractive physique or a bigger bank account. It's social intelligence. This is where Stoicism comes in. This philosophy, developed over 2,000 years ago, teaches you how to master your emotions, refine your mind, and become irresistible through clarity and balance. In this video, you'll discover 7 Stoic principles that will transform your intelligence and charisma. By the way, if you want to develop a strong and magnetic presence, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss content like this. Now let's start by understanding what mental charisma really means and why it's far more powerful than any other type of attraction. If true attraction isn't just about looks, then what exactly makes someone mentally charismatic? Mental charisma is the ability to capture people's attention without needing to say or do much. It's something that can be felt. People with this kind of magnetism radiate intelligence, composure, and depth, making every conversation intriguing and meaningful. It's no surprise that the Stoics were deeply admired. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but his true greatness came from his sharp mind and unshakable serenity. Seneca, the advisor to Emperor Nero, was respected not for his power, but for the way he articulated ideas and mastered his emotions. These men didn't have to force their presence. Their intelligence did that for them. Today, science confirms what the Stoics already knew. People who demonstrate emotional intelligence, clarity of thought, and composure are perceived as more trustworthy and attractive. Neuroscience studies show that individuals who speak with confidence and are good listeners activate areas of the brain associated with empathy and respect. But how do you develop this magnetic presence? It all begins with how you manage your emotions and express yourself in the world. And one of the most critical pillars of this is emotional self-control, something we'll explore next. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone loses control and reacts impulsively? Maybe by raising their voice, over-defending themselves, or becoming visibly irritated. This kind of behavior doesn't just weaken a person, it also destroys their magnetic presence. On the other hand, there are people who remain calm and unshaken in any situation. They project strength without needing to raise their voice. Their tranquility commands respect. This is one of the greatest secrets of mental attraction. Whoever controls their emotions controls the environment around them. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius, even while facing political crises and wars, never allowed himself to be ruled by impulses. In his writings, he emphasized the importance of keeping a balanced mind. If you are troubled by something external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your perception of it, and this you have the power to change. What does this mean in practice? If you want to increase your presence and charisma, stop reacting impulsively. Take a breath before responding, assess the situation calmly, and speak only what is necessary. The person who remains composed in any circumstance naturally stands out. A powerful Stoic exercise for this is negative visualization. Before entering an important conversation or situation, imagine the worst possible scenarios. This mentally prepares you to face challenges without losing your composure, making you much more attractive and confident. In the pursuit of standing out, many people believe they need to talk more, tell impressive stories, or prove how much they know. But the truth is, well-utilized silence can be one of the most powerful weapons of mental charisma. Think of someone you admire. Do they talk non-stop, or do they listen attentively and choose their words wisely? Great leaders, philosophers, and strategists have always understood that true influence comes more from listening than from speaking. The Stoics constantly emphasize this. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." When you listen attentively, you make people feel valued. They begin to see you as intelligent, trustworthy, and interesting, even if you've spoken very little. Moreover, strategic silence creates a powerful psychological effect. It generates mystery and respect. Those who talk too much often become predictable and lose value. Meanwhile, those who use pauses and speak only the essential make every word carry weight. Want to put this into practice? Try the strategic pause technique. When you hear a question or before responding in an important conversation, wait 3 seconds. This not only demonstrates control and intelligence, but also makes others pay closer attention to what you have to say. In their eagerness to be heard, many people talk too much. They try to impress by telling long stories, interrupting others, or filling silence with unnecessary words. But ironically, the most charismatic individuals are not the ones who speak the most. They are the ones who know how to listen and choose their words with precision. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This does not mean being passive, but rather understanding that well-utilized silence is a powerful tool. Great leaders, negotiators, and magnetic individuals master this art. They pause before responding, process information calmly, and ask questions that show genuine interest. This creates impact. When they speak, every word carries weight. A practical example. Imagine 2 people discussing a topic. One constantly interrupts and tries to dominate the conversation. The other listens attentively, asks strategic questions, and responds concisely. Who seems more intelligent and charismatic? 2. Develop this skill, practice the strategic pause. Before responding to any question or comment, wait 3 seconds. This makes your answers sound more thoughtful, conveys confidence and strength, and makes the other person more interested in what you have to say. Well-used silence is not a lack of communication. It is the amplification of your impact. Many people confuse talking a lot with expressing themselves well. They think that by giving long explanations and filling their sentences with unnecessary details, they will sound more intelligent. But the truth is that the most powerful communication is clear, direct, and meaningful. The Stoics deeply believed in this. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "The clearer your words, the greater your influence." He knew that the ability to express oneself with precision is one of the greatest signs of intelligence and charisma. Science confirms this. Studies show that people who speak objectively and without unnecessary embellishments are perceived as more trustworthy, competent, and attractive. A long-winded speech makes the audience lose interest, while short and well-structured sentences hold attention and create impact. A common mistake in conversations is over-justification. Instead of saying, "Sorry for being late, the traffic was terrible, and I also had to run an errand before coming," a charismatic communicator would simply say, "Thank you for waiting." Short, polite, and to the point. To develop this skill, practice the verbal editing technique. Before speaking, always ask yourself, does this really need to be said? If you can remove a word or phrase without losing meaning, do it. Mental. Charisma is not about the quantity of words, but their precision. The desire to be accepted can be one of the biggest enemies of charisma. The more a person tries to please, the more insecure they appear. This happens because the need for external validation conveys a lack of self-confidence and authenticity. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Other people's opinions are none of my concern." To him, worrying too much about what others think is a waste of energy and weakens your essence. Truly magnetic people do not seek to impress. They simply are. This strategic indifference makes others perceive you as someone of high value. Think about individuals who seem to have a strong presence without effort. They are not trying to prove themselves. They act naturally and let others recognize them for who they truly are. A common mistake in social interactions is seeking approval excessively. This manifests in forced laughter, the need to agree with everything, or exaggerated attempts to be interesting. All of this repels rather than attracts. The Stoic solution is detachment from others' opinions. This doesn't mean being arrogant. It means understanding that you don't need anyone's validation to have value. A practical exercise for this is memento mori, the remembrance of mortality. When you realize that life is too short to worry about external judgments, your self-confidence naturally grows. People who don't seek approval project a magnetic energy. The paradox of attraction is simple. The less you try to be accepted, the more people feel drawn to your authenticity. True charisma doesn't come from appearance, wealth, or a special talent. It comes from how you think, express yourself, and behave in the world. And the Stoics understood this more than 2,000 years ago. Throughout this video, you've discovered that mental attraction is built on solid pillars: emotional control, which conveys strength and security; strategic silence, which amplifies your presence; clarity in communication, which makes your words impactful; detachment from external opinions, which strengthens your self-confidence. Now the question is, how do you apply this in your daily life? The answer is simple. Start small. Choose one principle to practice today. Maybe you want to train the strategic pause before responding in a conversation. Or perhaps you'd prefer to exercise the verbal editing technique, eliminating unnecessary words when expressing yourself. Over time, these habits become natural and completely transform your presence. Real charisma doesn't need to be forced. It emerges when you master your mind and emotions. As Epictetus once said, "No man is free if he is not master of himself." Now I want to hear from you. Which of these Stoic principles do you believe will have the biggest impact on your life? Leave your comment below. If you enjoyed this content and want to keep improving your social intelligence, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more insights like this.